Two snaps.
Man, so for this week's Two Snaps, man, we will be discussing the film, and we talked about it a little bit off the top, but the film Him, starring Marlon Wayans and up-and-coming star Tyriq Withers.
Yeah, man, Tyriq Withers, man. The movie Him, man, I mean...
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
We're definitely going to get into it, but before we do, you know, like this is our Two Snap segment, so, you know, I asked you this, I asked you this quite a bit, but I'm going to ask you this week. Do you plan on putting on a little hat for it?
Nah.
You're not gonna put on the little hat? You know, two snaps.
Not gonna put on a little hat. And I'm telling you, I hope there's not a little hat on my head right now. But I'm not gonna put on a little hat. But I know the editors and producers of this show, they would try something. So
they always trying something.
They're always trying something, always doing something to us. Yeah. So it may be a little hat on my head now, but I didn't put it there. But hey, it is what it is.
We ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna do that to us. Okay. But let's get into the film, man. Yeah. So Him, man, it's a film filled with a lot of symbolism, and there's a lot going on in this film.
There's a lot going on, man.
There's a lot going on in this film, man.
You have the one of the main characters, and I hope this is not a spoiler for some people, but it is. Again, it is what it is.
So we'll go ahead and put this out there before we even get started, that this will be kind of an open spoiler discussion about the film. So if you haven't had a chance to watch it and you know you planning on watching it, just, you know, kind of skip past this and come back and watch it later.
Yeah, after you watch the film, and then you can
come back and watch
see
it
if you agree with us.
Yeah.
So you have the main character, Cam. He's a up-and-coming...
Cam K.
Yeah, Cam K, up-and-coming quarterback, supposed to be the next great thing out there. And he gets attacked by a crazed fan. And
what he perceives
to be a crazed fan. Yeah. And... he gets some head trauma from behind this, man. And then now you thinking his career is over with. And then here comes Marlon Wayans' character, Isaiah White, who invites him to come to this supposedly camp to help him get back on his feet and get his career back to going.
Yeah. And Marlon's character, Isaiah, like in this world or whatever, he's the GOAT. He is him.
He's him.
He is him. He's the Tom Brady of this world. And man, I will say this, man, Marlon, like, he really got in shape for this role. Yeah. Like he was ready, and he was very believable.
Yeah, he definitely
in the
was.
role, man. Yeah. Like and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But you know, go ahead.
But yeah, man. So you know, he goes to this camp, and again, as he's there, you know, he kind of starts to notice stuff, that this is not just your normal football camp. This is more of it's more cultish than anything else, you know. And so you know, he's having his doubts, and you know, but like we were talking earlier, you know, he has his agent who was really pushing him to go and be a part of this thing and trying to get him to sign this contract.
Yes.
But he kept pushing it. He kept pushing, but his agent kept pushing him to sign this contract for some reason, and Cam just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, there's so much that goes on in this film.
Yeah,
a lot of like ritualistic practices are taking place, and you know, just very intense moments within the film. And again, this is open spoiler, so if you haven't seen it, please, you know, come back and watch this again later. But man, you know, just to go ahead and get into it. So one of the things that they talk about in the film is the fact that him is like this presence.
Yes.
Or whatever. It's like one person goes on from being him to the
next person. Right? So it was more of, okay, again, it's a spoiler. In order to become him, you had to get the blood from the previous person who was him.
Right.
Yeah, who was the GOAT.
And so throughout, you see, like, Tyriq's character, Cam, taking blood transfusions from Isaiah. And which was his blood.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And, I mean, it's just, so I guess it's like he's passing, like, so he's trying to train him to become the best version of himself that he can be, because he wants to prove that he's the best, or whatever. In order to prove that, you have to beat the best, and so he's training them and prepping them because in order to become him, you have to kill the previous person who was him.
That's right.
And I know this is all so confusing, because it is very confusing to watch. Try to follow, because you don't know what's real, what's not, if he's hallucinating.
You know, if he's hallucinating because of the head trauma or what,
so
you don't know.
Going on in the film. And in the end, you know, he ends up killing them. I mean, they end up fighting, and I mean, he kills them, and I mean, it's not a long fight at all. So it was like
about 30 seconds of a fight,
if even that. I mean, it was a little bit longer, but still, I mean, the build up for that. And then right after that, he goes and he, like, these guys are in these goat masks, and you know, they're standing outside.
They're cheering for him and everything,
and you know, they're trying to get him to sign the contract, right? To, you know, sign on the contract, and he refuses to sign. But his agent really wants him to sign. Trying his best to convince him to sign. He doesn't sign, and instead of signing, and one thing they did, they threatened to kill his family or something like that. And what does he do?
Kills them all.
He slaughters them all. He kills like the last one of them.
Every single one.
And walks off the field. And there was like chilies and all this kind of stuff there. It was weird, man. And then the agent just like falls on the ground, or like he's pulled to the ground and dragged on the ground on this symbol that's on the ground. And it was weird, man.
Then he blows up.
Yeah, then he blows up. He explodes or something, man. So it was weird. I will say this, man. One of the best things to come out of the film, and the saving grace for the film, was Marlon Wayans, man.
Definitely, Marlon was phenomenal. Yeah, he was phenomenal in this role.
Very believable in the role.
Something new for him.
It's very new for him. It's something that I would love to see more. Of him. I would definitely love to see, especially after watching this, man. I would love to see more of him in roles like this that really get to showcase his talent. His real talent. He's always been talented to me, man. You know, of course we know he can be funny and all that kind of stuff, but man, him in showcasing his serious side and dramatic chops, man, I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. You know, but he was great. I think Tyriq Withers has a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, he definitely has a bright future.
I thought he was very convincing in the role of Cam. But one thing about this film, man, the one thing they tried to do at the very beginning was, like, they marketed it as a Jordan Peele film.
Definitely.
Like, one thing they did was Jordan Peele, from producer Jordan Peele. And they really tried to focus in on that. And we've seen it a lot of times. You know, there may be a star or someone that we think is the star of a film, and you know, they're very heavily marketed in the films, trailers and all that kind of stuff, and they're only in it for like 5 to 10 minutes. So we've seen it before, and that's the kind of the way that they marketed this film, as a Jordan Peele film. And didn't really mention director Jordan Tippin. Justin Tippin. I'm sorry, Justin Tippin at all. And you know, his background, he's done like TV shows. I think he directed a few episodes of Atlanta, The Chi, you know, projects like that. But
Dear White People.
But you know, I think this was his first theatrical release, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
But he wrote this film.
Yeah, he was one of the writers on this film as well. And directed it. So
yeah, he wasn't mentioned hardly any at all, and I mean, you see that a lot of times with
and I, you know, that could have possibly been because, again, Monkey Paw, which is Jordan Peele's company, was one of the production companies behind this film, and with the success of psychological thrillers or whatever that Jordan Peele has put out, it was, I think, only right. I don't want to say only right, but it was fitting for the marketing of a movie of this type to mention Jordan Peele's name because of his company and then the work that he's done. Because he's a phenomenal director, producer, writer himself. So, you know, that was supposed to be the driving force to get the people to come out and watch this film.
Yeah, now when we did our list early on, like in like one of my, maybe it was our first show, second show.
Yeah.
It was one of, like, you know, him was definitely at the top of my list, or one of the films that was on my list. You know, didn't quite meet my expectations. But again, I enjoyed Marlon Wayans' performance in the film. But one of the things that gave me reservations going in was the fact that they didn't lift the review embargo until like the day before its release.
Yeah.
And that's always a concern. Like anytime you see that they hold a review embargo until the day before the release, that means to me that the studio doesn't have a lot of faith in the film. And they kind of proved it because critics like really hammered this.
Yeah, they did, man. Rotten Tomatoes, I think it only gave it like a 29% rating.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But that definitely was rough, man. It was graded at a C.
Yeah.
Which is still
isn't bad.
Isn't bad. It's passing,
from
but
an audience score.
Yeah, from an audience score, it's still passing, but it's it's not like they're putting it up there as like a must go see movie. And one of the things I'm gonna quote Marlon by saying don't just look at the ratings and the Rotten Tomatoes and what the critics are saying, because at this moment we're critics,
right?
So go see the movie for yourself,
of course,
because
definitely go see the movie for
never
yourself.
just take someone else's word, but always go and see the movie for yourself.
Yeah, form your own opinion.
Yeah, man.
Because like one thing that Marlon was saying is like a lot of their films have like a lot of times critics like bomb their films.
Yeah.
They haven't been kind to their films, but they've gone on to be classics.
And
that's true. Like I mean everything from White Chicks to
the Scary Movie franchise.
Yeah. And so and I'm looking forward to seeing them come back in that, man.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Like we would like to know what you guys think. But before that, man, we got to give our the film, man.
Now, usually I give my thought first.
I'll go first.
So I want you to go first this time.
I'll go first with this.
Okay.
So again, I gave my thoughts, man. I think the imagery, it was weird, man. It was a weird film. The imagery, I think the it was very cinematic in terms of the way it was filmed.
Yeah. Now the way it was filmed was the look of it was great. The look of it was great.
Yeah. But the one redeeming factor was Marlon Wayans.
Definitely, Marlon is
like a standout, man. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing more from him, in terms of drama and more serious roles.
Yeah,
man, because he really gave it his all, man.
Oh, definitely.
And, man, I just wish the rest of the film would have been at his level.
Okay.
But I mean, just based on his performance alone, I'm gonna give it at least one snap, man.
One snap.
I give it at least one snap, just based off his performance alone.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan, and I'm not letting that sway my rating for the film.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think his performance was that good.
Okay. Now, usually when it comes to two snaps, you and I always have most of the time we have a difference of opinion.
Yeah, we normally do.
We normally have a difference of opinion,
especially when it comes to comedy.
Yeah, when it comes to I'm not even gonna talk about that because
you said Baywatch was good.
I said Baywatch was funny.
You said Baywatch the film was funny.
I said it was funny, and I also, man, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. So because you still owe me one, but I digress. But this time we agree. I give it one snap.
One snap.
One snap.
Wow.
Yeah, man, one snap.
That's unreal. We agreed on something.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I give it one snap.
One snap, man. So look, don't let us, sway you guys from going to watch this film.
Please go see it.
Go watch it for yourself. Support any film that comes out, man. I just wish I had more enjoyment in watching the film, but that's our thoughts, man.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think, and if you go see the film, share your thoughts with us.
That's right.